Let's get ready to roll.
The heat and humidity descend like the darkness upon these marbles as for the first time they will attempt to race through Singapore at night. This is the Marina Bay Street Circuit in Marbula One form. Hey everybody, I'm Greg Woods. The track resplendent under the lights, but that humidity will be oppressive throughout. Which marbles can make it all the way to the end? Will any have to stop, or will any make some uncharacteristic mistakes as the heat gets ratcheted up, both in the race and temperature-wise? Lewis Hamilton starts in dead last in a shock Q1 elimination. Gabriel Bortoleto also on the back row. It's Colapinto and Behrman coming next. Carlos Sainz in the Williams next to Nico Hülkenberg, a surprising 15th. George Russell and Yuki Tsunoda shock Q2 eliminations for Mercedes and Red Bull respectively. Isaac Adjar and a former winner here, Fernando Alonso, albeit in controversial fashion. Verstappen and Lawson come next. Verstappen first out in Q3, not ideal. Stroll and Leclerc in row number 4. Alexander Albon starting behind Lando Norris. In 4th, Kimi Antonelli next to Pierre Gasly in the Alpine. And on the front row, it's Oscar Piastri starting alongside our pole sitter, Esteban Ocon, in the Haas. Drivers have been out there on the track already for a while, waiting for the lights. They are already getting hot. And we're rolling. Several marbles quivering in the blocks as they wait. And is that Charles Leclerc that got around everybody and takes first through sector number 1? An incredible start for the Ferrari, who as a team have been in the winner's circle before here in Marina Bay. Pierre Gasly in 2nd place. Alexander Albon close behind. Hülkenberg got up into 5th. It was a terrible start for Max Verstappen, but has recovered back to 10th. Norris also back into 13th. Hamilton already gained 4 spots. Just an 11-lap race with how long and tortuous each lap is here in Singapore. Leclerc from the far hairpin, descending toward what used to be the location of the infamous Singapore Sling. Taken out over a decade ago, but still its memory lives on. Lance Stroll, who went very well here in qualifying, is now up into P2 trying to track down Leclerc, whose lead just keeps growing. But is that going to be an insurmountable pace, or is it going to be an unsustainable one? In this heat, marbles have to pace themselves to see if they can make it to the end. Leclerc off into the distance already. But that gap has come down slightly. Stroll in 2nd, Hülkenberg 3rd, George Russell, an excellent climb up to 4th spot, make that 5th as Pierre Gasly gets by. Antonelli in 6th, the 2 Williams, Albon and Sainz in 7th and 8th respectively. Ocon fallen to 9th and Piastri in 10th. Marble starting to fall into the rhythm here as a mistake right there is going to let Gasly by. Oh, and Leclerc gets stuck up at the top of the course. The race leader is stationary, caught under the bar, and Stroll dislodges him. Leclerc, trying to recover after that, perhaps was already focused on the charge from Stroll behind and forgot to duck, hitting that bar. Oh my goodness. Leclerc has a chance to recover here, but you could see the momentum broken by that momentary mistake. We've seen marbles come very close to that, but most of the competitors understand you can't get too enthusiastic coming off the conveyor belt because you have to clear that bar, and you don't want to be bouncing dangerously. We have seen marbles leave the track as a result of getting airborne. Some of these safety measures in place, trying to help. Leclerc right back on. Lance Stroll for 1st place. Can't get the move done there through the old location of the Sling. Into that hard right-hander. A couple of marbles taking defensive lines back behind. Gasly and Antonelli in a good battle. Hülkenberg sneaks by right in the middle of it. Now Hülkenberg is relegated back. We saw that marble trying to make moves earlier on. Russell falling back to 6th. Norris Stroll up into 1st, and Leclerc has lost positions coming off of the conveyor belt. Positions changing all the time. Look at how many marbles are within sight of first place. This is incredibly tight up front. Gasly holding second, Leclerc trying to get by. There's Lando Norris going defensive against Nico Hülkenberg. Russell is back there. The two Williams, those deep blue marbles, Sainz and Albon sandwiching Piastri. Norris is in the mix as well. There's a battle, and Leclerc goes ahead up into second place once again. Pierre Gasly off of the conveyor belt, and they'll be one length apart. Better out of the hairpin is the Alpine. Leclerc needs to calm down a bit and remount the challenge if he hopes to get by and win this race, where he was out in front until a momentary mistake got him caught, and then Lance Stroll dislodged him, and we were able to keep going. Just a few laps left, but we're starting to see big separation down the order. The back half of the field especially. Oh, look into the inside there. The door was shut. And I think that was Alonso and Norris that came together. That could have been a big one as they headed through those final sweeping turns onto the conveyor belt. Very slow off the right-hander, and that opens the door for Nico Hülkenberg and Lance Stroll to sneak on by. Piastri in third, Hülkenberg in fourth. Hülkenberg was the big beneficiary of that opening and is trying to catch the draft. Can't do it right there, maybe gained slightly. Similar lines, but a great exit over the line, and it will be side by side off the belt. Who gets the better jump? It is Piastri. Also getting into the mix, the inevitable Max Verstappen up into fifth. You saw him at the edge of the screen there, and now right in the center. Verstappen biding time up until this point, just staying out of trouble. Ooh, tried to go to the inside there and couldn't get by. Hülkenberg just put the elbows out. Very close between these two. Piastri looking a little farther back, several marbles, now going single file as we just have 2 laps to go. Pierre Gasly in the Alpine. We mentioned what a big result this would be for that marble. Gasly in 17th in the driver's standings and would take the 25 points any day of the week. Stroll in second still with a gap on either side. Piastri in third. Lots of marbles inching upward, but for a while we had many, many marbles all within a few lengths of the top spot, perhaps the entire top 10, 3/4 of the way through this Grand Prix. Final lap has begun. Can anybody catch Pierre Gasly? Ooh, there was a fracas going on back there at the hairpin, and as a result, we've got a yellow flag. Something did not look right up there, but most of the field is past. Gasly, Stroll, Hülkenberg, streaming down here into the final sector. Carlos Sainz in a battle with Piastri. Verstappen is also right there. Through the hairpin for the last time, and it will be Pierre Gasly winning it here in Singapore. Pierre Gasly, winner of the Singapore Grand Prix. Stroll in second, Hülkenberg third. Sainz in fourth. Verstappen came up 5 spots to 5th. As we wait for the final marble across, that's Colapinto. Wow, lots of marbles moving in either direction here. McLaren able to salvage a double top 10, same with Mercedes. Ferrari, Hamilton did come up 6 spots, but Leclerc plummeted. They finish both lower than 14th. Well, what does this do to the driver's standings? Let's get some tabulations going here. But for Pierre Gasly, a top step of the podium, a trophy, a wonderful haul of points that will catapult him up the order, and all of the bragging rights that go along with it. So such a result, inevitable that it will shake up the standings both in the drivers and in the constructors. There is still so much to play for over the course of this entire season, though. How are your drivers and teams doing, and where will we go from here?